Okay, so we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody ready?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
All right. Welcome to the Threesome Y'alls, the podcast where the three of us make every attempt to not fall asleep while we're recording this.
Mm-mm.
Okay then.
Now, if this is your first time finding us, we are so glad you're here and we welcome you.
Welcome.
If you're back for more of the fabulousness that is us, we thank you, and you are the real MVP.
Mm-hmm. Look at you.
So, the sultry voice you are about to hear is our point person and our optimistic realist, and she is known as Star.
Put your right foot in, you take your right foot out. Put your right foot in and you shake it all about.
Maybe.
They can't take a whole foot. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm old. I don't balance as well as I used to. That might be dangerous.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so the dulcet baritone that you just heard and shall soon hear again is our man in the middle, our voice of reason. He is known as Magic.
Oh, he's a cutie. Yeah, real cute, but I wasn't that cute when I didn't have no loot.
Yeah. I remember that song, but I don't remember what song it was from. Dang it.
Greatest hip hop album ever.
Okay. I mean,
Subject
that being
for
a
another
subject, I was going to say that being a subjective assessment, that's not helping.
Everyone's entitled to their wrong opinion.
As are you. Bringing up the rear, as always, I, of course, identify as the pragmatic contrarian of our group, and I am known as Storm.
Dang.
Yeah. Yeah, not much of a storm this week. And you know what? I ain't gonna hold you because your girl is tired. So do we have any church announcements? You know what? We need to quit calling them church announcements. I don't know. We have to call it something else.
Possibly.
This week in America.
Either way, Ime wasn't wrong. I just have to get that out.
Who?
Ime
wasn't
Udoka.
wrong about what exactly? Because I
LeBron
haven't
acting like a bitch.
Oh, okay. I have not been following any of that.
He got ejected for telling LeBron he was acting like a bitch.
Oh, well, I mean,
The coach
first
of the
all,
Houston Rockets.
First of all, if you're going to get ejected in basketball for telling someone they're acting like a bitch, they're going to be ejecting people all season long because that happens more often than you would think. So, I mean, yeah. So these refs, I don't know. They be clowning sometimes.
Like security guards at the club, they seem to think they're the star. No, you're not.
And I say this as an unapologetic Draymond Green apologist, and don't at me because I don't give a damn what you think about that.
Nah, so we're all light-skinned people. I don't appreciate it.
Whatever. And then let's see. Well, speaking of sports, I guess I'll go to this current event first. Well, don't none of y'all live in Florida. What the fuck is wrong with the government of Florida?
Well, Gary say you don't either.
It's a good ass question, though.
I mean, do he be high? I mean, these are serious. I mean, I just really want to know.
What do you do now?
Okay. So, as you may or may not know, the committee, and I say that with air quotes, has come out and given the college football playoff lineup, the 4 teams.
Mm-hmm.
So they put Alabama in there, even though Alabama lost to Texas. So it's Michigan, Texas. Who else? Who am I missing? It's Michigan.
You are asking the wrong two people.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, I think it's Michigan, Texas, Alabama, and there's one other one that I'm conveniently missing off. But anyway, Alabama shouldn't be in there because they lost to Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Florida State is undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
And Florida State did not get in.
Why?
So because
their quarterback's injured.
Yeah, well, and their backup quarterback is injured. So they're working with their third string quarterback. But they won with their third string quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what the committee is talking about, but whatever. But they did not put Florida State in because they're trying to produce a television show. And,
Wow.
Alabama brings ratings. So, the Florida State third string quarterback is not something that they particularly care about, apparently.
I was going to say he's not going to bring the people.
Yeah. So anyway, of course everybody in Florida is understandably up in arms. Like, I feel the same way. Like, I feel like they've been slighted. But the governor, with his dumb ass, and I'm sorry, but yes, I said it, his dumb ass. Okay.
There's nothing to apologize for. He's a dumbass.
Well, he's a dumbass on a lot of levels. But he's upset about it too, and he wants to sue the committee, I guess. So he went and full of bluster, talking about how he's gonna file suit and all this other stuff. And then he realized, lawsuits cost money. So now he wants to, even though he's cutting the state budget and he wants to eliminate 1,000 positions, right?
Mm-hmm.
He wants to cut the budget of that for Florida State by $1 million so that he can initiate this dumbass lawsuit. And I'm just like, I just have to stop and ask myself,
when they gonna impeach his ass and get his ass out of there.
They need to.
Is it too late?
And then, and here's what's funny. Here's what he said. Let me see.
It's not impeach for a governor, is it? What is it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Shoot.
Or recall, or I don't know.
Recall.
Stomp out in public. I don't know.
So okay, so here's what he said, and I just wonder if anybody else caught this part of it. Trying to see if I can find that quote, because I was like, is he serious right now? Because something is wrong with him. He said they earned a spot in the college football playoffs and they were excluded. Okay. And he says, we're going to put aside $1 million and let the chips fall where they may on that. I mean, what? I mean, this is money that could be used for something a little more productive than football. I mean, and listen, you're getting this from a native Texan. Well, I'm not native Texan, but somebody who grew up in the state of Texas. Okay. So I am serious about my fucking football, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But
Good luck,
yeah, I can't find the exact quote, but he said something about like his children are Seminole fans and they go and they do the tomahawk chop and they were disappointed. And I'm like,
Seminole?
okay,
That's their name?
the Florida State Seminoles, yes. To which I say, did anybody else catch the fact that he's over there raising racists? Or was that just me?
He literally took the history of white people fucking over black people out of schools.
I agree.
I'm not surprised he's raising racists.
Yes, but all the while claiming that he's not racist. But he out there letting his children do doing the tomahawk. I cannot talk today. The tomahawk chop. And so to me,
just
I'm
fuck
like,
them natives.
Yeah. I mean, they've told you they don't like that shit, and y'all just don't give a fuck. But whatever. So, and that also goes for you, Kansas City Chief fans, but we won't go there. In other happy news, did y'all see this? Derek Chauvin, I don't know how to say his name. The officer.
We got the preview.
The disgraced officer who went to prison for murdering George Floyd was stabbed 22 times by another inmate. And I mean, I guess I shouldn't laugh, but
no, fuck that. Ha ha.
No. What I'm laughing at is they asked the inmate why he stabbed
for the culture.
He said he stabbed him on Black Friday. Y'all see where this is going, right?
God is good.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. That is what he said.
I need that dude's name. I'm gonna put some on his books, and I don't even do that for people I like.
Right? Okay. Anyway, well, I think they charged him with attempted murder or something, but
worth it.
Yeah. So he should have a GoFundMe set. Somebody need to set him up a GoFundMe because
he is the hero of the week
for entertainment value alone. So I don't know. Woo! So anyway, that gave me a
parade in his honor.
In a current event that is not so jovial, at least to me, I find it very sad. Y'all, Daryl Hall has filed a lawsuit against John Oates. I don't know the details.
That for next week, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the details because it upsets me too much. But
money,
like pray for the relationship. Pray for the relationship. If y'all are praying people, because I can't handle it.
I love this white on white discrepancies.
But if I have to choose a side, not even knowing the details, y'all know I'm on Daryl's side. Because
I can't go for that. No. No. I can't go.
But yeah, I think John Oates wants to sell like his part of the company that they I don't know, but it upsets me. I don't like it. I need them to fix it because
they probably will.
Well, let's hope so. I don't even know how it got this bad because y'all have known each other for like 120 years. Stop it.
And that's how I got this bad. They both old, set in their ways.
And
they probably old and set in their ways and cantankerous. And that's exactly how I got it.
And I need y'all to do one more concert tour before y'all hang it up. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Good luck with that.
So on to the weekly topics.
Well, before we do
And-
that, let me do a little bit of I don't know, let me just add to that. Whatever we call that, what do you call it? Church announcements. So this is actually not a church announcement. I had a moment of deep sadness, and by any chance, if the gentleman that I ran into at Providence Hospital
I was like, with your car?
no.
Okay, sorry.
No. Providence Hospital today, who just lost their son. Like, you ever have somebody say something to you and you don't necessarily get it right away? It takes like a second for it to sink in. So basically, this is what happened. So I'm on the elevator. Long story short, there's this guy wearing a sweatshirt, and I was like, a cool sweatshirt. So he was like, thanks, blah, blah, blah. Now keep in mind, as the elevator's going down 2 floors after that, 2 floors after that, he had just said he just became a dad today. He just had a baby. And I'm like, oh, congratulations. At that point, elevator doors open. This guy walks in, very attractive younger guy, but his face was full of something was very, very wrong, right? So
baby.
The guy who had stopped talking for a second, as dude got on the elevator, he went to go finish. He was like, yeah, he was like 8 pounds, 3 ounces. And I was like, oh, healthy baby. That's good. Congratulations.
Right.
And so then the guy who got on the elevator with the long face, he says, oh, he was like, dude, he was like, you just had a baby today. And he was like, congratulations. And he went to go give him the fist bump and then that little pound thing that they do when they kind of like lock arms with each other or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he was like, that's what the elders say. He was like, the elders say, when one comes in, when one leaves, another one comes in. He was like, congratulations, dude, love your baby. Right. And he walked right out the elevator. And it was like no sooner than we kind of like looked at each other like we absorbed what he said, but he was gone. You know what I mean? It was just like, oh man, like you just lost yours on the same day. You just had yours on the same day as he lost his. What's the chances of him getting on the elevator? It was like, man, we all sitting on the elevator. Like, did he just say that? Like, we all got it at the same time. It was like damn.
Yeah.
But anyway,
rough.
Speaking of death, Henry Kissinger recently passed, and
yeah, dang, he was still alive.
Right.
What?
Yeah, I think he was like 100. But they, speaking of the old folks, they say if you don't have anything nice to say to somebody about somebody, you should say nothing at all. So about Henry Kissinger, I'm going to say, let's get on with those topics, shall we?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's visit our first topic. Our first topic is got a new mate, and you ghosting all your friends. So this situation is actually the situation of another person. And I have another lady friend who she has a lot of male friends like how I do, right? And she was talking about how one of her very long time friends of over like 25 years has started talking to this woman, and they seem to be serious, and she's happy for them. They've been with one another for about maybe about 18 months now, and it seems to be going pretty well. However, she is a musician, and she's kind of making some strides and doing a few things or whatever. Whereas before, he was not at everything, but like some of the bigger things, or he would at least call and be like, hey, have a great night tonight, great gig, whatever, whatever. Or he would, show up to support, even if he couldn't stay because he worked like 2 jobs and whatever, he would pop in for a minute. And she was like, since he's been with her, the contact has been minimal, which she kind of expects and she's used to in dealing with, having more male friends. They get their girlfriends or whatever. And it just happens when you get into relationships, your contact with the people. Yeah.
It's very common.
Yeah, it's very
how many times one of my friends has told me that his girlfriend won't let him talk to me. It's crazy. But
yeah. So she said,
I find that silly, but keep going.
Well, okay. So here's the reason why I'm bringing up this topic, and what do you guys think? So she says over the years, she was hurt by it in different, by different people, like, not showing up. She's gotten married twice. And a couple of these dudes, because they were in relationships or whatever, and the women had a problem with her or them being friends, they didn't come to weddings, they didn't come to barbecues and stuff like that. And because they're her boys from childhood, she kind of let that go because she knew where the problem was. She said, am I being petty that now that we are all older, and should have some sort of something about ourselves that tell our mates, like, look, this person has been in my life for like 30 years. They're 30 whatever years. They're not going anywhere. I'm not going to be on the phone with them every day and every night and at every event, but I am going to support them, or I'm going to go to this or whatever, and you can come with me. She said at this point, she thought all of them would have evolved at this point. And she says as she's getting older, it's more hurtful, and she doesn't know if she can look past it in the way that she did before. Because now it just kind of feels like she gets backburnered every time they get a relationship. Not that it didn't feel like that before, but she said she kind of chalked that up to, oh, they just, as they get older, those things will change, and they're not changing.
Mm-hmm.
She says they've changed with 2 of her friends, but the other ones, no. So she was like,
Magic?
what should I do?
How you feel about that?
Were you done, Star?
Oh, go ahead.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Me being the perennial friend zone guy, I've never had a homegirl in my life excited I was in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of new for me, but I personally try not to change. Obviously, I can't see it from the same perspective. I know generally any chick I'm actually with is, call it insecurity if you need to, but it's like, why are most of your friends women? Why are you cool with them? Why do you want to chill with them and not with me? It's going to be some bullshit. It's inevitable. And to take gender out of it, I think it's kind of the same way with my homegirls. Once they get a man, like, we can't catch a Marvel movie. Like, I get it. People are possessive and they get frightened when they think somebody might be competition.
Yeah, I mean, I find it silly. I have always found it silly, and as someone who is often in the same position as your friend Star, I have just, I don't know. I guess I've gotten to the point where it just doesn't bother me. Also, like my friends that like have been down, like we've been down for like 30 years, we gonna find a way to hang out and talk to each other. They just don't know about it, which to me, and ladies, I'm put y'all up on game, okay? You want your man to talk to somebody when you're around and not be doing it behind your back.
Indeed.
I mean, because if you come in there, especially in this situation, like, like I said, some of these guys, we've been down for 30, 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
And their women are like, absolutely not. And I'm like, we don't even live in the same state. What is exactly your issue? You know what I mean? But they're going to find a way to talk to me. They're just going to do it behind your back. You know what I mean? So what have you really accomplished? Nothing, except for you've sown more mistrust into that relationship, by trying to control people, which never goes well for anybody, for the record. Trying
to clarify some things for the insecure women. Your man going out getting pussy is the least of your worries. I'm sure he can distinguish the difference between sex and love, two very different things. Your greatest competition is whoever's cooler than you.
Yep, the person that he is emotionally connected to. Indeed.
Well, but see, I think that that's part of the problem, because we are emotionally connected, but not in that way. You know what I mean? So
yeah, but that's a difference without a, what do you call it?
It's a distinction without a difference. A
distinction without a difference. Yeah.
I get that. But my thing is, like, we've been friends for 30, 40 years. If we was gonna kick it, we'd have been done kicked it. You know what I mean?
Ding, 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 ding.
Like, I don't understand why it's an issue now that we all old and saggy. It's like, we ain't checking for each other now, especially. Okay, so I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand it, but I guess it ain't for me to understand, because, that's a type of logic that doesn't, reside within me, I guess. So
emotions have been known to fuck up logic.
Yeah. I mean, but see me, because I don't do people trying to control me. Like, I've only dated one dude who has tried to tell me who my friends are going to be. And that didn't work out well for him.
Foremost, a person that cuts you off from friends and family is the first sign of an abuser.
Exactly.
Be aware.
I don't trust you. When you start trying to tell me I can't talk to my boys, like, okay, why not?
Here's where I stand on that. Here's exactly where I stand on that. Anybody I have ever talked to seriously, I mean, where I felt like, it was getting ready to go somewhere. Even with my ex-husband, I basically have the same conversation. Like, I have 3 or 4 guys that I've been knowing for however many years. And they're not going anywhere. We've never done anything, they've just always been my boys. And again, they're not going anywhere. I lay that down really, really early on, just in case that there is a problem. And there's been problems, there's been guys that are like, oh, well, how often do you see them or whatever? And I'm like, look, a couple of these dudes, I may not see them for a year or maybe even two, but
Correct.
we'll talk every now and then, whatever the case may be.
Saw each other yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And when we get together, it's like no time has passed, we still yucking it up or whatever. But I mean, there has been some people who felt like, okay, well, y'all don't really deal with each other, and so okay, that's fine. And then I've had other guys and be like, what straight attractive woman has 4 or 5 dudes that she's been knowing for years, and and nothing has ever happened, whatever. Now, see, at this point it becomes a little bit complicated, like at this time in my life, because one of the guys, something did happen, but that was so freaking short-lived, and if it weren't for complete transparency, I wouldn't even mention it. But again, it happened. We tried it. It didn't work. Okay. Whatever.
Y'all know what homegirl means, right?
Say what?
You know what homegirl means, right?
What?
Exactly that. We tried it. It didn't work, but we still cool.
I mean,
well, I mean, not necessarily, but yeah, I mean, sometimes that's the case. But
it's in the Black Twitter.
But
thing.
Trust me,
is it?
Yeah, but trust me, if I'm talking about, I mean, I can only talk about my boys. Like if we tried it, it was like 30 years ago. So, that ship has long sailed. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, 6 months ago we broke up and now we the best of friends. I mean, it's not like that.
I don't have, like, for me, I'm not even like, I'm not an insecure person whatsoever. I'm one of these type of people that, like, no matter how much control you try to have over a person, they gonna do what they want to do. You know what I mean? And it has nothing to do with you trying to lock them down or how good you give head or any of those things. They gonna do whatever the hell they want to do. And so why waste your time and energy with that whole insecurity? Where you been? Smelling their drawers and all that other stuff. That's crazy.
Also, and I think I've mentioned this before, if you're dating one of my boys, you want me on your side.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the voice of reason most of the time when he calling with stuff like I can begin to tell you, especially for like 2 of my boys, how many times they call and be like, she this, she that, right. Blah, blah, blah. Be like, wait a minute, hold on.
Inevitably. And when that happens, you want me on your side. Trust me, sis. You want
me. Even if I'm not on their side, my one boy, myself and his wife, we couldn't stand each other for years. And I knew she didn't like me, and it was just one of them things, right? But because that's my boy, despite how she may feel about me, because that's my boy, and because I have love for him, I respect their marriage, and any kind of advice I gave was never out of any, well, I don't like her, so this is just what I'm gonna say. It is, I want you to fix that shit. Saying. No, hold on. I want you to fix that shit. I want you to apologize. I want you to fix it so that you don't end up being divorced and unhappy, because ultimately you're going through a moment. You understand what I'm saying? And don't let that old stubborn, bullheadedness get you, out here on the single road. Like, look, dude, apologize. You got to know that you were wrong. That came across her ears, whatever. I was the voice of reason. She will probably never know the several times that I was just like, look, dude, go fix that shit.
Magic says you cannot take his spot. Stop it.
Oh,
Word.
like, she will never know how many times I was like, "Look, dude, go fix that shit."
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause,
and
yeah,
and,
you
and me too, and me too. Like there have been countless times where I'm like, yeah, you're out of line.
Yep.
You know, but when I say you want me on your side, is because I get to see stuff you don't get to see. Like I get to be in places that you don't get to go. You know what I'm saying?
Which is part of their problem.
Well, I get that, but I can see things that are happening, and I can say a word to stop it, or I could turn my head and walk the other way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you want me on your side. That's what
I'm
I'm
gonna
saying.
keep it a buck, even if I am fucking or trying to fuck your chick. I'm gonna be the biggest cheerleader in her taking her ass home and being the best woman she can to you.
And then there's that.
I was gonna say that. Now that's definitely me. Like if I'm, nope. You tell her, she call you, even if you in mid stroke, you pick up that phone and blow her a kiss and tell her you love her and get back to business. Fuck that. Go on somewhere.
Right.
Grown up shit.
Yeah. So yeah.
But
so I
but
you know,
as a
I've
disclaimer,
never
I'm gonna put out
understood.
there that's not my traditional role to be messing around with somebody else, especially not one of my boys. No, whatever.
Oh well, definitely not. But I have, I have seen some things. I will say that. And hey bestie, I know he's listening. I have seen some things. I have been privy to some things. And I have just looked the other way because,
You don't like her?
not because I don't like her, but because I ain't even supposed to be around you. So
Right.
how can I advocate?
I'm about to pay the 50 back and I ain't supposed to be on the team. I got it.
Right. So hey, why am I stick my neck out for you? I ain't even allowed a phone call. So whatever. Do you?
Huh.
So shout out to the women that I've turned down pussy just to go hang out with. Y'all the coolest.
Thank you.
Hard
I
to
appreciate
explain
it.
that to the person you are fucking, but
Right.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I don't be explaining stuff. Like, I'm like, that's my boy. If that's been my boy for decades, you just got here yesterday. If you don't like it, bye-bye.
I don't even know what to tell you because
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you because I ain't finna change. So
yeah, they not going nowhere. So
they're not going nowhere. They always gonna be my boys. The ones that don't live in town, when I'm in town, we gonna hang out. We gonna, even though they're not allowed, they gonna find a way to hang out.
yeah, maybe I'm going to play pool with the boys. Whatever.
Yeah. So whatever. That
there's
is
something
what
to
it
be
is.
said for that too. What you look like telling by who they allowed and not allowed to hang out with?
And that's my point.
Yeah,
Now
They
and I
out
know
here
a
sneaking
couple
and
of
geeking and not
people.
even getting none, and you mad.
That is my point. Well, see, they like to sneak. Me, I'm just gonna tell you, I'm a grown ass woman. If you don't like who I hang out with,
I don't know what to say.
there's the door.
Yeah,
I mean, because you ain't gonna tell me who I can and can't hang out with. That's just how I am. But
this is what we not doing.
Yeah.
So, all right. Speaking of being in relationships, that takes us up to our next topic. So the next topic is what did you learn from a past relationship that caused you to change up a bit? Like, things that you were doing in a past relationship that either you don't do anymore or things that you weren't doing in a past relationship that you now do because you kind of learned a little something from someone you were with before.
All these hoes is crazy. Just accept it.
That's now we're not talking. So what do you do different? You just accept it?
It's calm down, Storm. It's a philosophy that women that actually like a guy inevitably has to get on his nerves, and it supposedly stems from basic animal instinct. Like if you can't put up with my shit, how are you going to protect me from anything else?
What?
Sounds crazy,
Yeah,
but I've never seen anything
I
to
don't.
the contrary.
I don't ascribe to that at all. Yeah, I don't ascribe to that at all.
But you're the same person who argues with people you like.
No, I debate people I like. I don't argue with them about shit that matters.
Call it what you will, but it's intentionally.
I
take the opposite
like politics
opinion just to make it passionate.
Yeah, I debate topics like politics and basketball. I don't be arguing about shit that matters, like real life shit. Because why would I do that? But
point proven.
One thing that I do differently that I learned was when I know that it's not going to work, let it go. Because there's no sense.
Very important.
Yes, no sense in trying to make it work because it's just going to make me resentful, and I'm going to end up hating him. So I just, as soon as I
cut him loose earlier than what you did before. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's a good one though. That's a good one.
Because I mean, I see a lot of people that are like, oh, well, I don't like this and I don't like that and I don't like the other, but we've been together for 6 months, so I don't want to throw it away. And I'm like, girl, in those 6 months, you have found out that you don't like him. Why are you trying to stick it out just because you put a little bit of time into it? It don't make no sense. No, once you're pretty sure that you don't like him, then you can't make yourself like someone you don't like.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people trying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But
also, there's ulterior motives they have for that, though. Like,
I think a lot of that stems from a lot of people. A lot of people don't want to be alone. Like a lot of people are afraid of being single because people villainize being single like it's such a terrible, terrible thing to be. I happen to love it. I mean, I can operate the remote control in such a way that I desire. I can put my thermostat on. Quiet. I'm saying I put my thermostat on whatever the fuck I want to put my thermostat on. Ain't nobody pulling covers off me. Listen, trust me, being single is okay. It is okay.
Rub it in.
Things that I do differently. Like, I have to say that letting someone go or just calling them a wrap a whole lot earlier than what I used to. That's definitely one thing. It's just like, no, this ain't gonna work. One of the other lessons that I did learn was that, how can I put this? I learned to be more vocal about how I'm feeling, rather it be good or bad.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
If it's good, tell him how you feel, whatever. Don't just, because I'm an action person. I'm an action person. I am more of that person that I may not tell you all the time, I love you, but if we talk and I'm sitting at home chilling and you at work and you like, oh, I miss breakfast, I'm going to be that person that gets up and goes and to your favorite sandwich shop and go get your favorite drink and your favorite whatever and make sure that you eat. Make sure, if you walking around with holes in your socks, I'm going to be that person to run to wherever I got to go. You hard working every day with wearing these holy socks and you don't care about it, but your feet may get cold. And it's those little things. I'm that person, but that's not everybody's love language. And even though they may feel the love from those things, sometimes people need to hear it. And so I've become more of vocal in, if it's not always just I love you or I appreciate what you did here, there, or whatever.
Right.
Or to compliment or whatever. But also
that's oh, go ahead.
Also, if something's bothering me, I've learned to not just hold that in like, hey, we need to have a talk. You know what I mean? Because what I thought I was letting go, just kind of for the sake of keeping peace, it wasn't that. Exactly. It was just kind of burying it all down. And I was never that person that when it came time, like if we had because I'm not an arguer, I'm not that person. So it was never that we have one big blow up and it's like, in December 1989 you did this and you did I'm not that person either. But you begin to build up unconscious resentment, the more you layer that stuff on and don't address it, because sometimes it may be something as simple as just a complete misunderstanding, but if you don't have the conversation with that person to try to get some clarity into some understanding, then you're gonna take it however you received it, and it just keeps layering and layering until it becomes resentment. So those are my lessons.
Well, I mean, and to your point about that, I've learned to be more vocal about my needs.
Yes,
that is whatever they may be. I am very vocal about that, and and if I'm not happy, I'm gonna tell you I'm not happy, and I'm gonna tell you what I'm not happy about.
But if I am happy, I'm gonna tell you I'm happy.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I was once told every ex is a lesson, and it's true.
Every ex is a lesson. Yeah. I remember I remember telling an ex of mine that and he was kind of a romantic guy, but it was one of those things that when I was younger, I kind of wanted more, I guess like intimacy like type things, not necessarily, sex, of course, but more intimate connecting moments, right? So after we broke up, I ended up being Facebook friends with his ex. And I remember she put up some shit about that he washed her hair. I was like, he did what? I was like, that's some shit he never did with me. But it's like, okay, I learned from you. You that was something you wanted. I didn't do it, and I want to hold on to. If I want to hold on to this one, maybe I need to learn how to be more intimate.
Also, to my exes, stop using my game on new niggas. I don't like that.
Using your what?
My game.
Meaning what?
Because I was like, you can't answer a question with a question. You're trying to be slick. And I watched one of my exes say that to a new man. I'm like, yeah, hold up. That's me right there. Don't be using that.
Okay. Well, there are a lot of women that my exes dated after me. And y'all are welcome. Yes.
Yeah,
Y'all
I
are
say that
welcome.
too. Y'all are welcome.
Because y'all are a lot happier because of me.
Yeah, I get
So,
that. You know what? That's funny that you said that because even though this not a game, even though it's not one of his game, one of my exes used to say, "Don't flatter yourself all the time," and I caught myself saying that to somebody.
See, no, that's
yeah.
fine. At least don't do it in front of them.
Right.
Oh,
I'm trying to think if there are any of my ex's isms that I've adopted. I don't think so.
the strongest ex-ism that I adopted was a deeper love of hip hop. Not that I did not have a love for hip hop, keep in mind, but
Right.
through him, um, my admiration, my research, my everything, my respect.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's so much an ism as it is. People just have their likes and dislikes mostly. And if you're gonna be around somebody a lot, they tend to share some of those things with you.
I couldn't help it; it was everywhere, which I didn't mind. I didn't mind it at all.
Yeah.
But definitely, he turned me on to a lot of people that I probably would not have given an ear to. And then from that, it was just like, I'm turning him on to people. He's like, wait,
Right.
what?
Yeah.
It's a great relationship.
Right. Yeah.
How'd you fuck it up?
Huh?
Yep.
So
You said, how did I fuck it up?
How'd you fuck it up?
What makes you think she did?
I did though.
It's jokes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it ain't gotta be jokes.
Got it.
I did it. I'm guilty. I mean, ultimately, it didn't start with me, but if a damn sure ended with me. Yep. And that's that. We are at an almost hour mark. Are we gonna even approach this other topic?
I mean,
Are we shelving it for a minute?
I mean, we can shelve it.
Okay.
For the next time, because we've done a lot, and poor Magic or that editor needs to earn his pay.
There ain't much to edit on this one. I'm just making the volume even and throwing this shit out as is.
Oh, well, we're gonna cut your
Side
pay
note,
in
we're
half.
recording this on Tuesday and it comes out on Wednesday, so let's hope I don't forget between now and the morning.
Yeah, like I said, we're gonna cut your pay in half then, since you ain't doing much.
So you about to get
more than you're willing to do.
You about to be on the negative side.
Well, no, I mean he's still making twice as much as I earn, so there's that.
Jim at the
end. Breaking up with people you're not with is always the hardest ones.
Breaking up with people,
take that, friends.
You're trying to tell
with people you're not with is always the hardest one.
Listen, that is a word, because I've been trying to break up with somebody I ain't with for like a month. It ain't going well.
There's lots of different ways to take that. There's the consistent side piece. There's such a great friend that you have to let go because your current is paranoid. It's a lot of breaking up with people you ain't with that's very difficult.
Yeah, that's true.
Shout out to King Loon for saying that. I stole that from him.
Well, yeah, that was the word. That was the word.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, it was.
If you like this show, tell friends, tell foes, tell all the hoes. It is the threesome. Oh, if you don't like it, fuck you. Eat shit and bark at the moon. It is the threesome podcast, Facebook and Instagram. The threesome pod on X.
Oh, Twitter.
Alex Peoples.
Yeah, I'm
That's
going to
between you
I'm
and
going to
Elon.
walk
I
the
don't
dog.
give a fuck.
Well,
I'm just there for
That's
the
a lie.
free porn.
I'm gonna finish watching the game, and then I'm gonna go walk the dog. So,
Oh, dog.
shout out to
I'm
the
gonna start an
NBA.
argument because I want to hang out with my homegirls.
Shame on you.
Well, good luck with that. All right. Good night, good people.
Good night.
Why ageless? Whoa.